Hello and welcome back to my channel. I have 3 enamel Christmas Dollar Tree DIYs for you today. I started out using, it's actually an upcycle, so I started out using these cans I got from a can of corn. I used 2 of them and I just used the Waverly's chalk paint in the color white. And I gave these 3 coats each. So while I do that, I just wanted to state the fact that, oh my god, I cannot believe we are already doing Christmas DIYs. This is the first of mine, but there are more to come. So now I'm just taking a makeup sponge and the color Ink by Waverly's, and I'm going to do the edges of the top, a little bit around the inside ring, and the bottom. So now that I have both of them painted, I'm going to take some of that burlap from the Dollar Tree. And I was just showing you this as an option that they have at the Dollar Tree as well. They also have, this is the one that I used, and they have this one, which I was thinking about it, but I didn't because it would be too much white, I figured. So I went ahead and went with the burlap and the buffalo check. So anyways, I just cut a piece off that would fit around the can. I'm sorry you guys, I can't talk. And then I cut off the wire, and then I ripped out a few of the strings, and I did this on both sides of the burlap just to give it a little bit more of a rustic, rough edge, and so that it wouldn't be so perfect. So now I'm just taking my hot glue gun, and I'm gonna hot glue the edge of the end to give it a cleaner hem or seam. And then I'm going to glue that onto the can and wrap it around and glue the other seam down as well, just to make it look a little bit more neat. And then I'm going to glue that. So I just wanted to point out the little pink rubber things that I have on my finger. I got those in Dollar Tree's new craft aisle, and I am obsessed with these. These help so much, and I love their new craft aisle. Alright, but so now I'm just taking that buffalo check snowflake ribbon, and I'm doing the same thing with the seams, and just going to wrap that around the burlap in the center of the burlap, and this is how that looks. And you could definitely stop here if you wanted to with the outside of this can, because I love the way the enamel looks in the burlap and buffalo check, but of course I had to take it one step farther, and I also kind of wanted to go along with the snowflake theme. So I took this antique wax by Waverly, and I gave the snowflakes a stain. So I gave these just one little coat, and then I hot glued them both into the center of buffalo check and the can. Alright, so now I'm taking this really pretty cotton bouquet. It has some cotton, some pine cones, some berries, some greenery. And I'm just gonna go ahead and twist that stem up and put that inside. And now I'm gonna take this pick which I absolutely am obsessed with. I love the berries and the fake snow. I love it all. It's such a beautiful pick. But so now I'm just going to place that inside and just kind of mess with it a little bit to get it to my likings. And now I'm going to take this beautiful fern that I also picked up from the Dollar Tree. I got all these from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to cut these off in pieces and stick them in just to fill up the can a little more so that the picks don't move around, because I really like the way these two looked by themselves, but I felt like the fern was just a perfect addition. So this is how it turned out. I am in love with this, you guys. I think it is so beautiful. I just love everything about both of them. The great thing about this DIY is you can just remove the snowflake ribbon along with the wood piece and change out the florals, and you can use these cans all year round. So let's move on. I'm using some of those little thin pots that you use for gardening from the Dollar Tree. You get like 12 in a pack. I'm going to take 2 of those, and I'm also going to take some of this cardboard, and I'm just going to cut up the cardboard, and then I'm going to use the bottom to trace out the size I need for the bottom, because I want to cover up those holes that are in the bottom. I don't want you to be able to see those. So I cut it out, and then I actually ended up trimming it down a little bit more because I didn't want it to overhang the edges. I wanted you to not be able to see it, but also cover the holes. So now I'm just going to put a big glob of glue and just try to get it all over the cardboard so that I know that it's going to find a place to stick. And I'm going to do this to both pots. And then I'm going to take that Waverly's chalk paint in the color white, and I'm going to start painting this pot. I think I did 3, maybe 4 coats. I know I did 3, but maybe 4. And I'm just going to cover both of these, and then I will be back. So just like the first DIY, I'm going to use Waverly's chalk paint in the color ink, and I'm going to go around the outside edge, and I also did a little bit of the inside edge as well. I'm going to do this to both of my pots, and then I'm going to add some cracks to, or little, chips in the enamel as well, and then we will start decorating this. Oh, and I guess I totally forgot. Yes, I painted the inside of it white because I figured you'd be able to see the inside of this if you have it hanging like I do. And if it's enamel, it's going to be enamel, all over except for where it's black. So I went ahead and painted the inside of both of these as well, white. So now I'm taking some natural polished hemp that I picked up at Walmart, and I'm going to cut off 2 long pieces, and I ended up not needing very much of this at all. I don't know why I cut pieces off that big, but anyways, so now I'm going to take some of those larger bells. You get like 20 of them in a bag from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to use the color Truffle by Waverly's chalk paint, and I'm just going to dry brush both of my bells and just give it a very light, thin, just one thin light coat of this truffle paint. Goodness, you guys, every time I start doing a voiceover, I cannot speak, so I do apologize for that. Please don't hold it against me. By the way, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, you guys. I love to hear from you in the comments as well. Okay, so I just tied that hemp string to the little notch that that the bell has, and now I'm going to just bear with me because I'm about to knot this thing up. I probably did like 20 plus knots into this string just so that I would have something, a more of a surface area to glue this inside of the pot, because I was not sure that it would stay if I just, glued the string by itself without doing this. Anyway, so I just put that knot down in there on top of some glue, and then I put another glob of glue on top of that. So now I'm going to put a little dab of glue at the top of one of the pots, and I'm just gonna stick the other pot right to that, and then down at the bottom where they meet, I'm gonna put a glob of glue in there and squeeze until they stay. And so this little neat trick I found where you can use the glue stick to wipe that extra glue right up. So this might be a little intense for some of you, but I love to paint, so this was just right up my alley, and I absolutely enjoyed this so much. I just spent quite a bit of time just painting all the blue snowflakes on this burlap ribbon because I love this ribbon, but I did not like the blue. And also I was trying to stick to a snowflake theme. So now I'm just gonna roll that burlap up a few times, and I'm gonna crinkle it in the middle, take some of that hemp string and tie it and knot that. And now I'm going to take my hot glue gun and just glue that right on top, because I didn't like the way the top of this looked because it was so flat. So now that I have the burlap glued on, I'm going to just take my scissors, and this is actually just held on by a zip tie. And so I just cut that piece right off. And now I was just going to glue the whole thing on there, but it didn't work out that way. So I ended up having to glue the burlap piece that was on that I just cut off the bell. I had to glue that down, and then I had to glue the rest of it on top of that. And I also had to keep putting in more glue and holding it into place, as you will see here, because of the way the bell is shaped. It did not want to stay, but I eventually got it, and I think it looks great. So there was a little bit of extra wire sticking out on this, so I just clipped that right off. So now I'm going to take these decorative glitter balls that I found at the Dollar Tree, and I took four of them, and I'm just going to glue those right into the center of that piece that I just glued on, because I thought that it needed a little bit of color, and I think that it looks amazing. I think that was just the right pop of red, and now it's going to go along with my other DIY, or my first DIY that I did. So moving on to the third and final DIY. This is not an upcycle, but I wanted to throw it in here because it is an enamel DIY. So I just took some of those little tin cans. They come in a pack of 3 from the Dollar Tree, and I just went ahead and put on the black rim. I painted the rim, the handle, and the bottom rim, but I actually ended up having to paint the whole thing white with the Waverly chalk paint because I messed up when I was writing on it with a permanent marker. So you'll see that here in just a minute. Alright, so let's try this for the second time. So with a permanent black marker, I just wrote snowflakes 50 cents each, but I later changed that to 5 cents each because I thought that would make a little bit more sense. And so now I'm taking some cotton balls from the Dollar Tree, and I was just placing them in there to see how many I wanted to put in there. And now I'm taking my hot glue gun and I'm gonna glue them in each individually, just so if they get knocked off the Christmas tree, they won't all fall out. You guys, I am absolutely obsessed with all 3 of these DIYs. I think they turned out so amazing, and I really hope that y'all all enjoy these as well. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Tell me which one was your favorite. My favorite was definitely the recycled cans with the picks in them. I think they are so beautiful. If you do enjoy this video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I would love to have you subscribe and turn on that notification bell so that you become a part of my family, and have a blessed day.